Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Len Foy, and normally I'm sitting in that chair and you're on the other side of the camera.
Yes.
But we thought that it might make sense to give you some time to introduce yourself to members of the listening public, people who have watched our videos together and who might be wondering about the woman or young lady, I should say, looking through the other side of the lens. So without any further ado, why don't you go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself now that you've got your 15 seconds of fame here.
Well, I am 9 years old, and I live in Amherst, New Hampshire. I'm in 4th grade, and I go to Notre Dame Academy. And as I might have said in the past 2 videos, well, if you're watching, yeah, I do go to Notre Dame, and it's a really good school. It has a really interesting, good background history. And, well, today there's no school, so usually I'd be wearing my uniform, but instead...
Not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. Can you explain why there's no school today?
It's a holiday.
What holiday is it?
I wasn't really keeping track of holidays.
It's Veterans Day.
Oh, yes.
So can you wish everybody a happy Veterans Day?
Happy Veterans Day.
Okay, you may resume. Sorry.
So, as you can see, my dad, well, the one who's talking right now, and he's a lawyer. This is his seat. And my mom, his manager, Julia Foy, she also works at this office. And maybe the past few videos you've been hearing screaming on the outside of, this office. That is my little brother, Lenny, my little sister, Josie. They're twins, they're only one. And my younger sister, Genevieve, she's 6 years old. So, yeah, it's a big family.
And why don't you tell people a little bit about what you and Dad like to do for fun and,
Oh, yes. Well, last night we played Trouble. My eyes were literally closing. And we played 3 times just to, settle this. And
as I recall, I beat you playing Trouble, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Not even once?
Only once, but I beat you the other 2 times.
Okay, right. I avoided the sweep. Anyways, I keep interrupting and I shouldn't. Go ahead, sorry.
So, well...
What are some of the other things that you like to do with not only Dad, but with other people in the family?
Like my hobbies?
Yes.
I like to play dolls with my sister. Usually, well, I'm 9 years old, as I said. So usually 9-year-olds don't really play dolls, but I don't know. I find it very fun to play with my sister, and that's sort of how we bond and spend time together. And a few minutes ago, I was running away from my little brother and sister, and that's how we play with him. We play it's tag and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the family, and yeah. And I really reading is one of my hobbies. I personally find reading, when I read and it's very silent and peaceful, I think of it as a whole new world opening up to me. And, well, it's like a whole fairy tale and stuff. I really enjoy reading. And I really like reading that I'm starting to write books. But I can't give it away. So I've been writing a children's series that's for 6-year-olds or 7-year-olds and younger. I personally still like picture books because I really bond with kids at my school, and I call them my ducklings. And I enjoy writing and reading, so I want to make other kids feel happy the way I feel when I read. So I want to make them books. And I also do books for like 3rd graders, 2nd graders, 4th graders, and 5th graders and stuff, like a whole series. And most of my books, I do a few nonfiction books about like trips in New York with my family, and when my dad hit his head on the Murphy bed, and when we had to be in the hospital at 6 o'clock in the morning for just like a scrape. And yeah, I write nonfiction books like about that because it's a fun experience, and I want other people to know about my fun experience so they can sort of feel it and feel like they're there when they read the book.
Well, it's going to seem, I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but can I ask you to tell members of the viewing audience, just in closing, just because this is all part of the series that I'm doing that you're assisting me with, and because I just love the flattery that always tends to come my way whenever you're talking, can you tell people a little bit about what you think about your father and just what you think about me?
Well, I think of my father as a very good dad. No offense, but sometimes you have like so many pictures of yourself, like behind me a picture of my dad. But I think it's funny, and well, I like your personality and that you I think that my dad is very creative the way like my cat, Yasha, he made a box called Yasha's box where he keeps all his stuff in. I found that very creative. And I remember my dad, he introduces me to all kinds of old-fashioned stuff. Like, at home we have a candle snuffer. And we have, it's very old-fashioned. And we have, a little bell that we ring on Sundays, which is our Sunday family night where we eat dinner. He bought that for us. It's like a little Indian guy, you know. Well, not that actually Indian from India, but like what Christopher Columbus liked to call the Indians because he thought he was in India. But and he also introduced me to some Audrey Hepburn books and like movies, and I personally love Audrey Hepburn. I don't know about your personal opinion, but I think Audrey Hepburn looks like me, and I really like her. But yeah, my dad, he bought me all kinds of stuff like that, and I really appreciate it. And one day, my dad, he told me, we were on his phone, and he told me about Bette Midler, the Divine Miss M, as some people call her. And, he told me he told me about the movie Beaches. It's a little old, it's for grown-ups, but I saw it. And it's with Bette Midler in it, and she sings a song, important in the movie. She sings a song called The Wind Beneath My Wings. And I'd like to say to my dad, and that's behind the phone right now, that he is the wind beneath my wings, so yeah. And I really enjoy broadcasting my dad live right now. So yes.
Well, it's very moving to listen to you make these very kind statements about me, and I'm just always flattered, and probably just as well that I'm not on camera right now because I think I'm blushing. But why don't you close out by just wishing everybody the very best of everything, and try to wrap this video up with some clash.
Thank you.
With some class and some panache and some style. Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh, and I'd like everybody to call me the Divine Miss N, not Divine Miss M. So, thank you.
What an ending. Okay, over and out, folks.